Welcome, Sergio. How are you?
Hello, everybody. I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm really good. I'm really good. Sergio was the art director on Conquest Frontier Wars, which was a pretty good RTS back in the day.
I was
And
the second art director. I want to say I was the second art director on it.
well, I was the
Yes.
second producer.
Yeah.
We ended up taking that one over and finishing it, right?
Yeah. We ended up finishing that.
That's cool. So, but more importantly, Sergio owns a company called, well, a few companies, but CGbot is your main company, and you guys are dipping your toe into the independent games market now.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So we got CGbot is a video game art and programming company. We do a lot of outsourcing. So I like to say we make the mops and buckets of the video game industry for big projects, for big projects. We work with EA and Blizzard and Epic, a
Star
bunch of big
Citizen.
projects. Star Citizen, yeah, we worked on that one too.
More
Um,
than mops and buckets, though. You guys, you're under lots more than that.
well, that's what I say. But yeah, we do definitely make mops and buckets and porta potties and all that stuff. But characters, weapons, vehicles, environments, stadiums, that kind of stuff too.
So now you're going to make a platformer called
Yeah.
Angel Guardian. Tell me about how that came about.
So essentially, yeah, so we make the mops and buckets. We plug into giant teams, right? And so our guys are getting pretty good, and I'm trying, we got programmers that are very detail oriented into specific things they're doing on these big projects. We got artists, and so I kind of wanted to get the artists and the programmers to work together. When we're injected into these giant projects, it's rare when we get to do like the programmer and the artist can actually sit and work together on stuff. Um, and so there's a chicken and egg problem, right? If you haven't done it, then they won't send you that kind of work. And so we decided whenever we have downtime, whenever we're working on a project and it's done, and we have a bunch of people sitting around not getting paid. So then we're like, hey, you know what? Let's get these guys and start a game. So we've been working on this game for a long time, I like these kind of games. I'm very old, and I used to play stuff like Contra, and we wanted to make a game that was easy or easier than these big new games. So we decided a platformer. It definitely hasn't been easy, but uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, we've been working on it for a while. But whenever we have free time, we work on it. We have a very small team that works on it uh, full time. I think we have three actual full time people, but we're always, or over the course of, gosh, I think we've been working on Angel Guardian the game for 4 years. We've been working on Angel Guardian the cartoon, the idea, for
Mhm.
probably 10. So,
Yeah, it's got a very stylized look. It's got an anime kind of look to it,
yeah.
um, and a story and all that kind of stuff. I think it's beautiful. That's one of the
Mm.
things that led me here. Now, it's one of the it's we want to feature creatives that are doing interesting independent games. It's
Mhm.
it's very not all of us have $1 billion to make a giant game, so but that doesn't mean the experiences aren't just as fun or just as intriguing. And I
Yeah.
think Angel Guardian's one of those. In fact, I've been following it since you guys first started it. And it
Yeah.
is good lord, the difference between then and now is crazy.
Yeah, we started a while. I mean, what the idea, in fact, the idea for Angel Guardian came back in people are seeing Angel Guardian like, oh, cool, it's like 90s retro style. It's like, well, that's when that's when the idea came. It wasn't retro when I started it.
Yeah.
Um, but we've just been working on it little by little. And yeah, at a certain point, like I said, we needed an idea when we decided, hey, we're gonna make a little game. And so I was like, you know what, I already have the idea, here it is. And so we took all that artwork, all those characters, all that concept, all that stuff, and kind of turned it into this.
Yeah, and the great thing for the viewers here today is that we're going to show you some of the game here in just a little bit, but I think you guys are doing a demo pretty soon, which is very old school and also awesome, so people can get to play and test it out. Like in how long's that? How's that coming? What are you thinking about that?
So, I mean, our plan, and like I don't, well, I make games, but I'm not in the business of like putting the games out.
That's why we're here to help people like
Yeah,
you
so
get your stuff out.
exactly. So I don't know exactly how to put a game out. but we do know how to put the game on Steam. We've helped plenty of clients do that,
Yeah.
and it's not hard. And so what we're doing is making the game and then hoping that uh, that we put it out there in a wise way. There's not a lot of help when it comes to like publishers looking at your game and saying, yeah, we're going to help you, or we're going to, that
Right.
the days I think of a publisher saying, yeah, we'll pay for the development, we'll put it out there, either are long gone or they're just not available for this kind of game.
Mm.
And so what we're doing, yeah, we are, our game is 10 levels plus, 10 levels plus, all the we put a bunch of difficulty levels in and a lot of backtracking
Yeah, explain.
and
Okay, explain that
replayability.
because you were telling me a little about this in our pre-show here. Yes, we have a talk, everybody, before the
Mhm.
thing. That's really cool though. For replayability, you've added difficulty levels that open up other threads, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So essentially, I mean, this game is a lot like Contra. Contra is a game I used to play all the time.
Yeah, I
It's
love that
very
game.
linear. It's a long linear game. But what we did is you can play the full game and just easy and then in normal and then in hard and then extreme. And when you play the game, there are certain doors that are locked and you can't really unlock them until you find keys that are way further in the level. So if you want to upgrade your character, you have to find the keys and go back and open the doors, upgrade your weapons. But then when you go back, well, you're playing at a much higher difficulty. So so it's very cool in that it's a shooter and it starts to get pretty chaotic, but your weapons upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. And so you feel very powerful by the time you've upgraded your weapon, but at the same time, you've got so many more enemies to deal with. So it's very playable that way, and it's fun. And we ramped it in a certain way that it feels kind of natural to go back, and it makes you want to go and find those upgrades.
Nice. Well, we talked a little bit here, and we'll continue to do so. Why don't you show us a little bit of the game right now?
Cool. Well, yeah. Right now I've got the level 1, so this is kind of like the intro level where you're starting to learn. You see little tutorials. I mean, you can't. Hold on, let me see if I can. You can't hear it, can you? Let me
No, that's
just
okay. We can, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able, you can crank the volume, but I'm not sure we'll pick it up here, but
okay. Well, either way, we kind of show you. So it's kind of a fast-paced kind of shooter. This is kind of like easy, but I'll get through it.
we're
But
killing every audio director in the world right now because they're like, what? You can't hear my game.
that's TJ. I don't know if you remember TJ, but
TJ O'Leary, of course.
yeah, TJ O'Leary. He's our audio guy,
He's
or audio
he's
director, I
awesome.
would say.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so it gets pretty chaotic, but it's very fluid in terms of jumping around, using your sword sometimes, using your weapon sometimes, and then you can switch weapons. So you got a lot of weapons to choose from, right? I don't have them all right now.
Right. That's okay.
But you pick them up as you go. You can use all sorts of melee attacks, but it's a very fluid experience. You run around, jump, shoot, attack. We've got items. I'll just show you. Like we've got a lot of items like the boots, like jump boots. We've got uh, shields, jetpacks, etc.
So you can upgrade your character all along the way, which is super fun.
Yeah,
That's not always, you don't always get that in platformers. So
yeah. It's weird. It is a platformer, but it's a little bit of a plus. So there's a little bit of like I would call it stealth light.
okay.
There's a little bit of like hacking and getting through doors. Again, light. So I worked on these games like Thief, and Deus Ex, and so there's a little bit of that. It's not as intense as those games, but there's a multi-tool which you saw in Deus Ex. So there's a little bit of this kind of hacking thing. Right now, I'm just going to use the thing I picked up to open the door. And then, so it's kind of like a little bit of a mix. It's not just your typical, side and shoot kind of thing. Although, check it out.
Nice.
This is uh, this is definitely inspired by some old school games. Rescuing the guard.
Yep.
And then this is fun too. This is again, this is just a tutorial, so it's a little bit easier to. But you can upgrade your weapon. So now it shoots double. And if I
Nice.
upgrade it again, now it shoots triple.
Wow.
So these upgrades are temporary, like they'll eventually run out. But when stuff starts to get really heavy, you can upgrade your weapon. And then also that's what I was telling you about, like during the game you'll find permanent upgrades, and so you permanently upgraded. And so you can go back to areas that were too hard before. Oh, here's gonna get kind of intense. Hold on. You can go back to
Focus.
areas that were too intense, and now going back with upgraded weapons, they actually become easy. But you can kind of see the gameplay is kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because we are doing this on a Zoom thing, so I'm sure some of the fluidity is been so people realize this is. We'll show you some videos as well, which will because it's kind of choppy
Yeah.
because we're on
Oh,
Zoom,
is it
but
choppy because of the
not
connection?
not too choppy, but it is a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And I
we're
know it's
going
smooth
pretty
when we play
fast.
it.
By the way, our frame rate is nice and quick these days. Here's a little bit of that uh stealth light thing I was telling you about. You can hide
Yeah,
behind these crates.
nice. Oop, where'd he go? Ah,
So, and then there's a little bit of this going on. You can push barrels off of platforms.
nice puzzles, kind of solving puzzles and
Yeah.
stuff.
Whoops. Let's see what else. So yeah, there's a good mix of things. You have ammo and you run out. So sometimes, there's certain areas where you don't have the ammo and you have to deal with it in different ways.
Right?
And kind of like Deus Ex and Thief, we have this philosophy, but it's light, of being able to get through things in different ways, right? So
Oh,
you
I
can
love
use
that. No,
stealth,
no, no. I think
or
that's
you,
good record. Have
but
you
it's a light. We don't want to get too crazy. I know that there's gamers that like to get super intense into that, and I get it. I love those kind of games. Um, but this is a lighter version, so it's a little more casual version of doing the same thing.
So what's the when do you think you got? I mean, I know I don't with independence especially. You don't want to say we're going to ship by X, right? But
So
what's your goal? What's your plan right now to when do you think
So
this will be
first of
ready?
all, I'd like to say that I've been telling people we should be done in 2 months for like 3 years. So just that's a caveat. But but no, it's actually we've gone through a lot of testing and a lot of like feedback and a lot of changes. And so I think now we're kind of down to just the polish. I feel it needs quite a bit of polish, but I think we're gonna have a demo out in about 6 weeks. Um,
Nice.
and there's a Steam event for Cyberpunk games, and we're gonna try and have the demo out by that. So I don't know which levels, but we're probably gonna do the first 1, 2, 3 levels and just put it out and let people download it and play it for free. And then the rest of them will be locked, and we'll sell them. So that's the idea. We'll have the demo out in 6 weeks or whenever the Cyberpunk thing is, and then hopefully, again, crossing my fingers on this one. Hopefully, the game will be out close to the end of the year. I'm thinking October, November, and there's another Steam event that we really want to hit right around that time.
So PC only, or because this could be console too, you know?
So this is PC only, although I've been playing it on my Steam Deck, and man, I know we didn't make it for the Steam Deck, but it plays great, honestly. Like, I love to just play it on the Steam Deck and just sit on the couch and play it. It plays great on Steam Deck. It's almost made for it. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, Steam Deck works great. And then we're probably gonna have it out, like we're gonna have a Mac version probably right away. We're probably gonna have I guess the Steam, whatever the Steam's kind of local version, or I forget what it's called, but we've built it in both. Uh, we built it in both Mac and this other Steam native version. Works great on the Steam Deck, and then we're already toying with putting it on Switch. Like we've already got it running on the
Oh
Switch,
yeah,
and
for sure.
yeah, we already have it running, but we definitely need to do some stuff to optimize it. It's an old school game, but we really kind of push the graphics.
Yeah.
Um, what There's another, oh, and Xbox too. We've kind of have it running on the Xbox as well. Um, so those, I mean, we're going to try to put it out as much as possible. And again, remember what I was telling you, that this project is really about getting our programmers and our artists to work together, figure out cool stuff, and be able to, provide services for our clients. So like, porting the game to Xbox and all those are things that we have helped with and we do a little bit of. And so being able to port these games, it's kind of like our bread and butter. And so we kind of know how to do it. So we will be doing this so we can kind of show that we can port it to a bunch of games. Now, if will the Switch take us? Will the Xbox take us? I have no idea, but I hope
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
We'll get you there. So let's where can they go? They can go wish list on Steam, right? On Angel
Definitely,
Guardian.
definitely, that would help us out a lot. Wish listing on Steam. We've got quite a few. Like I said, we've been running kind of private testing with a lot of people, and we've got quite a few wish lists already. But they help a lot. So we
Yeah,
appreciate that for sure.
yeah, I've got some ideas for you that might help spread this too, as far as like, because you want those people that are playtesting also to create videos for you, right?
Yeah.
This has to be all over the web. That's gonna be the fun part.
Oh yeah. In fact, we didn't talk about the streaming part of it, but that's kind of
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
interesting as
let's
well.
go ahead, man. Let them know.
Yeah. Yeah, so this game, or our testers have tested it for us, or mostly streamers, uh, and so they, since they were streamers, like, hey, let's throw some stuff in. So with this game, when you stream it, you can actually send enemies. Like if you want to if you want to mess with your streamer, you can send enemies their way, and it gets really chaotic and actually pretty funny and fun. And then if you want to help them, you can send them ammo. We've got the little character that follows you around, AG, and he has special powers that the chat can actually trigger. So if you imagine a smart bomb that kind of runs around with you, and the chat can detonate that smart bomb.
That's
So you
badass.
can either send help to the streamer playing the game, or you can send enemies and mess with them. And it's
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
audience
fun,
can
actually.
participate. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've been. That's one the Golden Grail. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I know that we're gonna, we're very proud to have you here as part of this, and we want to keep showing you. We'll keep checking in with you every,
Yeah.
couple weeks or so, and just kind of
Yeah,
give
man.
little updates for people to follow along. And for right now, you can go to Steam and you can get your wish list.
Yeah.
Um,
Angel
when we get our
Guardian on
forms
Steam.
ready, we can have you talk to the fans there too. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, that's the best place to be. And we want to thank you for. I just want to say thank you, Serge, for being here, man.
Yeah.
This looks great. I've been watching this game for 2 years, and it looks
Thanks, man.
so good, dude. You guys have done a great job.
Well, thanks for the time, EP. I appreciate it. And yeah, we keep you up to date.
Okay, brother. Thanks, and we will see you later.